this much cherished democracy of ours is about to be put to the test once again. I urge you all to troop out en masse to peacefully perform your civic duty of voting for leaders of your choice tomorrow.
If we are to believe reports from various governments in the region, the killers known as Boko Haram are on the run and are finally being brought to a proper fate. But when you look at the matter from ground level, things are likely to change, and in cases such as these, rarely for the better. Our guest is Research Fellow for Security and Development at the International Institute for Strategic Studies in the United Kingdom, also author of Boko Haram, Nigeria's Islamist Insurgency. Let's welcome Virginia Comolli to MidPoint. Virginia, thank you so much for being here.
Hello, Ed. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. The soundbite we heard coming in talked about the election coming up this Saturday. They're calling it the tightest in 16 years since the military rule ended in Nigeria. But if you could bring it forward to the people of the United Kingdom and the United States, why is this election so important?
Well, as you rightly pointed out, this is indeed going to be the closest election. Since Nigeria adopted democratic rule in 1999, the ruling party, the PDP, has won every single election. For the first time now, the opposition has a chance of winning. Last year, the 5 key opposition parties joined up together to create this umbrella party, the ABC, and former General Buhari is running for them. And I think he has a chance of winning.
With regard then to Boko Haram, if indeed there is an elected government, do you believe that they have enough willpower and enough strength as far as governing is concerned to take a hand and finally begin to crush Boko Haram?
Well, the Nigerian military has made some significant progress, especially over the past few weeks. Today we heard the very good news that Gwaza, the key town in the territory under Boko Haram control, had been recaptured by the Nigerian forces. This is a great success. But as you also highlighted in your introduction, the situation on the ground might be slightly different because there are still those villages and civilians that are under the control of Boko Haram, who are victims of continued violence by the insurgents. So although the current government, and I'm sure that if Buhari were to become the next president, he would make an effort to defeat the insurgency. I think we will have to wait a bit longer until we can actually say that we've won this battle or this war against Boko Haram. There are so many grievances that have to do with economic underdevelopment of the northern and northeastern part of Nigeria in particular that have not been addressed at all. And these are part of those grievances that fuel insurgencies such as the one that Boko Haram has been waging in Nigeria since 2010.
I've got about a minute or so left here. Do you get the sense that if indeed this government changes for the good, that they will at least be able to clamp down a little bit on the fact that so many young women and children have been kidnapped? We're talking slavery here. We're talking selling off for marriages here. Are they going to be able to get a handle on that at that ground level, at that village level?
I hope to see a reduction in the number of those incidents, but I fear we are not going to see a complete elimination of this trend. Boko Haram has been kidnapping civilians for the past 5 years, and women and children have been particularly vulnerable to this type of attack. This is part of their modus operandi, and I think they will try and continue kidnapping young girls.
Do we need to understand in the U.S. and in the U.K. that if this group is not brought down to bear eventually and not defeated, that they will continue to spread?
I think so, and they've already started carrying out attacks in Nigeria's neighbors, especially in Cameroon, in Niger, and in Chad. For the number of years, they've only used these countries as safe havens. Over the past few months, they've started an active campaign of violence in those countries. So there is a clear indication that Boko Haram is trying to expand its tentacle regionally.
Learn much more about this group. The book, once again, is called Boko Haram, Nigeria's Islamist Insurgency, and this is one of those terrorist groups that needs to be defeated soundly. Virginia Comolli, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you.
My pleasure. It is the worst piece of legislation a veteran lawmaker has experienced in his life. 3 guesses what George Pataki will be talking about when we come back right here on MidPoint.